Hello, this is DIY Reptiles. So today I am going to be cleaning out this old greenhouse to eventually use as a green iguana enclosure, and a couple of the things that I removed from here I am going to sanitize for Charlie's inside iguana enclosure. And you guys have probably already seen that video, but I'm going to show you how I sanitize the larger pieces of wood in his enclosure. So, as I said, this used to be a greenhouse. The plastic siding we had on it came off. It wasn't very good, and it got like way too hot inside, just didn't really work very well. So I'm going to turn it into an outside green iguana enclosure, and also my Russian tortoise will go in it as well, and possibly my bearded dragon in the future as well. Obviously separate inside the same enclosure. But for right now, I'm just using it to store hardscape and materials that I haven't sanitized yet, but I plan to in the future. This stuff right here will be used in the green iguanas tank, along with, this stuff, again, miscellaneous, a bunch of stuff. I don't know about those ones, but I'll probably sanitize those as well. This one will probably definitely be used. It looks awesome. I don't know about all of these, but I'm gonna bring them in. I don't really know how to sanitize some of these because they're so huge. Like this one, I think I'm just gonna spray off. This one, I have no idea because it definitely has like tons of insects that would come alive. But I really want to use it, and I can't. I have no idea what I'm gonna do. I think ideally it would be to like drowned it for like a couple weeks, but I probably should have already been doing that, so I don't really know what's happening with that. The rest of the stuff I can just sanitize in the oven, so that's what I'm going to get prepared to do. So I generally put the wood in for about 30 minutes to an hour on 250 degrees, I believe, and that seems to get it really hot and make sure that any insects in it or like on it will not make it. And then for these larger pieces, I went ahead and sprayed them off, so you can see all those sticks and stuff on top of the stock tank. I also sprayed those off. I gave all of those a good rinse, and now you can see they're used in the iguana cage. So this piece was in that pile, this piece, that piece, most of it back here, including this very large. This was the large piece. It's mostly buried in this enclosure, but it is here. And then that's pretty much it. That's how I decided to do that, and I was all right with that piece because it doesn't seem like very holy. It doesn't seem like it has a bunch of like pores that I would think insects would be in. It had quite large like parts and stuff that insects could get in, and different creatures and whatnot, but just spraying it off I think did quite well for it, and took care of it there. And then the same thing with a lot of these other pieces of wood. Here's Charlie, and then what I called miscellaneous stuff I currently have up there. Those I put through the oven, and then like the smaller pieces I just did in the microwave to help sanitize them and help not bring unwanted guests into my vivarium. So now I'll show you what I did with that. The piece that I was like positive I was going to use in this enclosure, I decided not to use it, but I did kind of soak it, so I'll show you guys that. There you have the piece. The stock tank's all set up and everything, but here it is. It's actually waterlogged now, so I don't need that rock on top of it, but it is that same piece, and the only way I thought to be able to get rid of all the insects was to soak it in water. So that's what I went ahead and did. And then what I was going to do was, it's like curved on the inside. I was going to put this pot in it and have it growing out, and then like position it during the side, but the pot's too heavy and it would just fall, and I didn't feel like building a stand in it or something. So it's just kind of there for the turtles to maneuver around. I don't know what the plan is with it, but now I will give you a bit of an update on the greenhouse iguana cage project. Here we have what I call the greenhouse. It's not a greenhouse, it's more of a cage, I guess. And like I said, I store escaping supplies and stuff in here. So lots of bark for backgrounds or something. And then this really awesome piece of wood, bunch of driftwood. Those pieces that I didn't actually use like any of these pieces for the iguana's cage, but I kept them. And then I have driftwood, some branches, and then these pieces I recently got in the forest. I think they look really cool. But the plan is to set this up as a green iguana cage slash Russian tortoise cage, so the Russian tortoise live on the bottom. The green iguana will have kind of free range in here. And then I plan on making each one of these sections into an enclosure, because I want to be able to have like my bearded dragon in one and then like an extra enclosure. Don't plan on having anything else, but you know, why not? Maybe I'll put plants in there or something, I don't know. But I was planning on having it here. Now this is behind our garage, and I don't really like this location. And this was where the greenhouse, I mean, this is where when we had it as a greenhouse, this is where we had it. And I think we put it here because it was right across from the garden, which is now more of a compost pit. We haven't planted anything. We didn't plant anything last year. I don't know. We probably should have already planted something this year. We have market goats, so for part of the year we just dump our straw here and some other stuff and whatnot. But I don't like it here because this isn't really around anything else that's reptile related that's outside, and it's by the garbage, and it's just kind of out of the way. So my plan is that I'm going to have it over here. So right here we have the stock tank. This is the turtle area. You can see it's very enclosed. And also the bearded dragon's out there. But here we have wood. We have a wood burning stove inside. There's my dogs. We have a wood burning stove inside, so we need wood to burn. And what I want is to have that greenhouse right here. So this way it would be part of the way in between those reptiles, those turtles, my market goats that are in this garage, and then over here we have the turtle area. So, or the soon-to-be turtle area. Man, this thing's gonna be awesome. Okay, so this is my little section. We haven't finished it, but we plan to this year. What we're gonna do is we have a large pile of different pallet wood and wood that we wouldn't really use for anything else. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna kind of drive those into the ground all the way around here, kind of the Camp Kennan style. Recently saw Greg's Turtle Haven do the same type of deal. That's what we're gonna do, and then maybe I don't really know what's from there. Maybe we'll put something in so then we're sure the turtles can't crawl out or something. And then I think we're gonna go with mulch for this area, and then like cool plants like that. So lots of different lilies and stuff. Sorry for the wind. But we'll have this pond here, and then like an area. Maybe I'll put my Russian tortoise out here instead because it's much larger area there. But the idea is to keep everything in the same type of general area, not branch out too much in the yard, because I have to feed all these guys like every morning, and I'm already walking across the whole property and everything. So this is the plan. What I'm gonna do is we do like having wood beside the door, so then during the winter when it's like really cold, we don't have to go out across the yard to the fence. There's the duck house, to the fence, and deal with that stuff. Currently the fence is like empty from this winter, but here we have 4 pallets. I'm gonna remove these 2, remove all this wood. That'll be a fun project for me. Not really. And then I'm gonna dig it out a bit, and I have some plans there with that greenhouse. I'm gonna make sure there's a good barrier in the ground, so then Charlie can't dig out or Beatrice, but I wouldn't worry about Beatrice. She's like a tiny little tortoise. Mainly worried about Charlie because he's a green iguana and he would definitely be able to dig out. So I think that's going to be pretty cool to have it here. One thing that I noticed today is it won't get as much sun as it would there, which I'm all right with that. I only wanted to get like partial sun anyway, or like part of the day. So like right now, it wouldn't even be getting like full sun. You'd have to wait till the sun's back into the, I don't know, that direction. It comes down there. So it would shine here during that part of the day, but I think that would be all right for Charlie and Beatrice and Richard and everybody. So I think that this would work really well, and I think it's going to be really cool. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, and I hope you found it helpful, sanitizing large pieces of wood. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, like down below. If you have any comments or concerns, comments below. And if you want more content, then subscribe. Have a fantastic day.